This is really just a collection of odd shots recorded through the ATN Shot Trak through the year now that I've had it at different locations and using different air rifles. That jackdaw, believe it or not, only had 1 foot and a stump. While I was shooting the birds in the previous clip, I noticed this rat poking his head out through this rat hole about 5 yards away from me, and I've been sitting waiting for him to clear the hole so I could get a good shot at him. But unfortunately, all I got was a out of focus glimpse through the scope at his head. But thankfully it was enough. Missed. He'll do for another day. I'm pretty sure he's done for, but I'll put a second one in him just to make sure. Again in this clip I used 2 shots, mainly because when the first shot was fired the bolt in the gun blew open. It wasn't right shut, so I suspect the pellet was underpowered when it hit the jackdaw. Although I'm pretty sure the bird was done for, I reloaded, and when I got a clear shot at a kill zone I put a follow-up shot into it. Although this bird flew off, it dropped dead before it got to the trees in the background. Missed again. This was on a very breezy day, and even though I knew exactly how much elevation I needed for the range, I think it was 45 to 47 yards, the amount of windage I needed kept changing from one gust to the next. So I'll maybe put that one down to good luck rather than good skill. Nope, missed again. I think the previous jackdaw was just unlucky. Missed him twice, just too breezy, so that was the last shot I took. I didn't have much luck decoying wood pigeons this year, but I did manage to get some footage on the ATN Shot Trak. You can see the stubble's quite long, and you have to usually wait for a headshot. This bird hadn't even stopped flapping when this magpie landed beside it. Of course he went the same way as the pigeon. Yes, I can miss pigeons too. I guess I was just having one of those days. Went to the farm looking for some crows, but spotted something else scurrying around the floor. and he wasn't alone neither. I did manage to spot this jackdaw in the next shed though. Another young rat here. And again, just to make sure. Another day, another jackdaw. You can see how many of the jackdaws were flooding in off of the roof later on, landing down here in the foreground to pick up meal that was spilt during feeding time. But I couldn't take a shot here as I was worried that the pellet would bounce off the concrete yard behind them and ricochet high enough to hit the cattle in the background. So I held my fire, hoping to get a safer shot. I then noticed that some of the jackdaws were starting to feed in the background. The silage here gives me a safe backstop as well as the heavy wooden boards behind it. So I followed him through the scope hoping to get a shot, and he bobbed and weaved about that much. I never did manage to get a shot at him, but thankfully you'll see in a second another bird lands and gives me a perfect opportunity. The shot was fatal, but I fired again just to make sure as his head was bobbing around a bit. I managed to nab this one off the roof with a headshot while shooting through the gap between the wooden boards. And at the end of it all, the farm cats got to enjoy a nice free meal out of it. Even if they don't like sharing,